one of my subscribers, I'm assuming he is, Mr. Matt Collins. I pinned this comment of his because I thought it was absolutely worth the attention before we begin with part 2. So, I was able to watch the first 2 episodes with a buddy of mine for the Lord of the Rings. You know what the rest is. While the first initial reactions are correct in the aspect of it being absolutely visually stunning, I've never seen anything quite like this attention to detail before, something that was echoed by Ishmael Cruz Cordova. He talked about this. The writing is absolutely abysmal. It's even more woke than we were led to believe. There is a heavy emphasis on Galadriel not needing a man because she can do what she wants when she wants because she's a woman. In other words, insufferable, which is what I've always said. Usually I can give this type of thing a pass, but when it's constant, it really is immersion breaking. Also, don't even get me started on the dwarves. The aesthetic is cool, but holy moly, the amount of virtue signaling with Disa is terrible, as well as a subplot involving 2 homosexual dwarf characters, which is made for laughs but is executed terribly. So you're probably going to offend gay sections of the gay community. Did I say gay sections of the gay community? You know what I mean. Oh my god. The Southland and Half-Foot plots are lazy and contrived. All in all, I'll watch the rest of the season once it drops. Probably won't tune in every week, but as far as staying true to Tolkien and the source material, you may as well just stick to the Peter Jackson films, or read the books, or listen to the audiobook by Andy Serkis. Matt Collins, thank you very much for sending that in, mate. That was pretty awesome.
Mr. and Mrs. Be nice to each other. Mr. and Mrs. You gotta love what?
Well, it seems, folks, the power of YouTube is sending the signals on my channel far and wide. What am I talking about? Ironically enough, Middle-earth, New Zealand. Anthony Morgan. The body language says it all. They all know they're on the road to a good old hiding, a good old flogging. Keep up the good work, mate. Kia kaka from New Zealand. And this other comment here from Miss Elizabeth Taylor, because you know what, darling, someone's got to carry on the legacy of the legendary actress. These activists are so full of themselves. I do need to laugh at the fact the activist playing Bronwyn, that's Miss Boniardi herself with the boo-boo-boos, should realise her character's name means happy breasts. And for further proof of that, if we go over to Google, White Raven. Bronwyn is a Welsh masculine given name, a variant of the mostly feminine version Branwen, literally meaning, and I love this bit, white breast, from Bran, Raven, and Brond breast. I've got too many breasts in my face now.
Me? Jane!
Jane!
That's right! Very good!
Jane! Jane!
Yes! My name is Jane!
And now, you mad buffoons, before we begin with part 2 for the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power cringy interviews, I need to draw your attention to this, because I didn't notice it until... What is David Wernham doing with his right hand down his trousers in front of ladies, no less? That is a very peculiar thing that I've just seen here. I mean, David, mate, if you want to rub one out, mate, just excuse yourself for a few minutes. It's what I'd probably do if I had that urge, that is.
Well, the demolishers had to go, innit?
Well, the demolishers had to go, innit?
Anyway, we hadn't much a choice in the matter, but...
I hadn't had much choice in the matter.
I cannot believe I am here. I am here. This is our time. This is our turn. And to walk that carpet with pride, knowing that we are breaking through an incredible amount of boundaries in our industry and, of course, within this insanely huge franchise is an honourable moment for me personally and, of course, within my career. I'm so happy to be here.
You thought I was asleep, didn't you? Acting. Good night.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
Hello, this is your television speaking.
Let's push the button marked idiot and see what comes out.
Well, here we are. Here's my mate Sophia. Surprisingly, not taking up too much real estate on that sofa, but hey ho. Yeah, well, at least she's wearing a decent wig for a change. Before she's wearing that I don't know, what was it, like a Cinnabon right on her head. Anyway, let's just watch her male castmates cringe in terror. I wish I could play the Jaws music from John Williams, but I'm going to get a copyright strike. So before we actually build up to this, let's just do a quick.
I'd love to hear how he embraces some of the rocks, excuse this pun, that we've kind of uncovered. That, that there's areas of his works that are so vast and so detailed. And of course, there's areas where there's still some divine scripture, but it doesn't stretch as far. And we've kind of exercised those stretches a little bit more. So I'd love to see.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear. Maybe I think Miss Nomvete might be possessed herself. If anybody knows a priest like Max von Sydow from The Exorcist, do give me a call on 555 Are You Crazy? And we shall arrange a video.
See how, if that kind of fit into his world and his mind as he would have seen it. Or...
No, it would not have fit into his world, Sophia. I think the fan base has already established that.
Or whether he would be surprised that maybe we've drawn something out that he hadn't thought of.
No, I think maybe you drew the line. You drew the line. You went across that line, Nomvete and Jeff Bezos and everybody else, JD Payne. You all crossed that line. You did it, and now you're going to pay for it. God blimey, so I've got to keep looking at Miss Boniardi's boobies. Good grief. Oh, jeez, man.
Is to, just really, in the way that you have a great book and you don't want to read it so fast that you just finish. You just want to kind of take your time with it and really sort of enjoy and rewatch even,
Depends what kind of book you're talking about, love. If it's Playboys, brunettes, redheads and blondes, no, I might finish that in about 10 minutes. But if it's an actual classic Playboy magazine from 1989 with some really good articles, then you go back to the pictures afterwards, then that might take me about 2 hours, perhaps. Yeah, so I kind of see where you're coming from, but...
You might want to watch some episodes, more than once, just to kind of really just take in all of the detail.
Oh, no, we're going to take in all the details, my dear, because we're going to take in the details by rewatching them, not on Amazon streaming platform. We'll download them illegally, rewatch, and go, oh my God, did I really just do that?
But George Lucas always said that the worst part about directing Star Wars is that he didn't get to see Star Wars. And Peter Jackson even recently said that he'd been considering hypnotherapy so he could forget making Lord of the Rings. When you're...
Well... Probably, I don't know that quote, and I think probably Peter Jackson was saying that in jest or trolling. He probably meant the last 3 Lord of the Rings films. I don't know why he would make a mockery of the original trilogy, because from what I know, he did an outstanding, stellar job on that. Anyway, my mate Sophia is there again, and she seems to have grown in size since we last spoke.
Part of a project like this, how much of it is it a downside that you'll never actually be able to watch it and see it the way that fans do?
I dealt with that when I took the job. I knew when I said, because I'm obsessed with Lord of the Rings. And I just...
You're obsessed with Lord of the Rings, but you chose to appear in a version of Lord of the Rings that is not Lord of the Rings! My God, I'm going to skip this before I do get bored. Oh, I felt like he was, an amazing event that they created. This is Ishmael Cruz with a northern accent. I bet Owain Yeoman requested not to be sat next to Sophia Nomvete. he looks a lot more composed. If he had the white trousers, he'd be like a tubby version of John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever.
If we hadn't seen him before or not, even when you walked into set, you felt what you're talking about, that sense of magic and wonder, because they were built so beautifully. The artistry, the work, the crew, just the New Zealand.
Yeah, this is the same dude who says, you know what, we've got the elves of colour now, so nobody will ever say we never did it, and this will be the way going forward. I mean, he's implying that people are just going to be talking about the elves of colour in future, not the elves that we've seen before. It's a really, really strange thing that is unfolding before our very eyes, folks. I get it. You're watching this channel. You get it. Does anybody else get it? Do the birds and the bees get it? Probably not.
As human beings, as well as the characters that were developed and brought to life, it was really something.
Why is nobody discussing transgenderism or sexuality and in the Tolkien world, this Tolkien world? No, why is nobody talking about that? I'm really offended, guys. I'm here identifying as a toaster, and you're not doing anything to, represent me.
Was for me one of the most memorable and probably
yes, it was. Yeah.
A small detail I remember is my mom took me out of school each of the 3 release days to go see them in the theater, and that's kind of the small morsel.
Yeah, well, guess what, Jakey baby? I didn't need my mum to take me to see the original trilogy films because I went with my friend Rachel year after year after year, and it was mystical, it was magical, it was fantastical.
Detail I always sort of associate, like they were different
there
colors.
were so many versions, like you could there was like each one had like I bought the box set that came with like a golem thing.
A golem thing? It's just Gollum, dude. He's not, well, is he a thing? He's just transformed into a hideous being of his former self, but yeah, I wouldn't call him a golem thing. I swear these actors have had a few too many drinks in the green room before they stepped out in front of Jake. I'm pretty sure that they thought, you know what, this show is going to be shit anyway, but let's just get in front of camera and do our best and see what happens. The weird thing is, I haven't had anything to drink today for this video except a nice small glass of Coke. Yeah, isn't that weird? Hi, Sophia. Oh, hang on, she weighs 899 pounds. No, she doesn't weigh 899. How dare you?
Actually, my flatmate at uni was a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, and so every Sunday
I feel sorry for your mate already.
Order this pizza from this pizza place that was $8.99.
Oh, there you go. Right, we classified what that is now. Clarified.
She would kind of make me watch Lord of the Rings, and every time I saw it, I just thought it comes out and kind of literally runs the sounds, the dynamic of each scene, of each line, of each piece of text. It sort of comes out and hits you in a way that even for someone
Well, I tell you what, Sophia Nomvete, you've certainly hit us with your performance off camera, or should I say off the set of the the Rings of Power, because quite simply, it's a reverse narrative. She's praising Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson's films, with that £8.99 pizza, and you can go with that joke wherever you want to. But now she's been in interviews talking about how wonderful it is to be the first black dwarf of colour, without the beard, by the way. It's very hypocritical. I don't like it. Say one thing and stick to the text, my lovely. Don't, veer off the beaten track. But quite clearly, you have. Maybe you've just eaten a pizza before you came out today, and it's gone to your head already. Oh, my God. Oh, hello, Morphid. You've been rather quiet. What have you got to say? Morphid, do speak up, love. I can't hear you.
Let's say evil through kind of lack of action. And yeah, it's really, and I think the bravery in it is like huge for me.
Yeah.
So the Hobbits is just so brave.
Yeah, and he's not binary in any way. Once you.
Oh, what? My wish has come true. He's not binary in any way. Once you what? Hang on. He's not in any way binary. Once you delve deep down, the subtitles here are going off kilter. That's so weird. What's the binary have to do with his character? It's just a mythological fantasy created by J.R.R. Tolkien, the professor himself. How does this end? How do I end? Character or when I'm actually in the world performing or doing, yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, hey, is this a self-loathing actor speech now? I got to hear this bit.
Has the capacity for evil and good. You know, I think that we're actually, despite the fact that we are playing kind of legendary Tolkien characters, or at least some of us playing new characters.
So how can they be legendary?
We want to explore kind of the human emotional scale of these characters, make them relatable as well to an audience, for them to fall in love with us and the characters.
Guys, I love you so much. If you can't,
I love you so much too.
I love you, Jake.
This is a huge
Stop it, you. Stop it.
Congratulations on the show.
Well, yeah. Where's Sophia? Wait, I want to see Sophia.
Appreciate you guys.
Oh, there she is. Bye, Sophia. Oh, God, I love you. Bye. Until season 2. Oh, bye, Cooey. Oh, I love her. Oh.
What the hell was that, guys? What did I just witness? Did somebody tell me to watch this? I don't think so. I just found it by accident. I may now have to overdose on pills and knock myself out for 3 days and then somehow wake up on a Tuesday and forget that I've actually had to go to work. So if you enjoyed this reaction video today, folks, for Amazon Prime's The Rings of Power, make sure you leave a like below, make sure you slap that subscribe button, and if I were you, make sure you hit me up on the next video.
I would love for it to be after I'm dead.
This is high karate aftershave. If a man uses too much, he's asking for trouble, and usually finds it. Because just one whiff drives women wild. Makes men irresistible. Fortunately, every pack of high karate contains indispensable instruction on self-defense. High karate aftershave. Be careful how you use it.
Like and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed.